The clock is ticking on President Trump's 48-hour ultimatum he issued to Iran, warning last night that the U.S. will strike its power plants if the Strait of Hormuz is not reopened. Let's check back in with Fox News senior correspondent Mike Tobin live in Tel Aviv. Mike, we're hearing that missiles are approaching Israel right now. What do you got for us?
Well, we should start hearing the sirens in about 2 minutes now. The way the alerts are going right now, everything from the north to the south of Tel Aviv is under watch right now, in the eastern section of Tel Aviv in particular. So we hear the sirens start coming. Usually what we get out of Iran these days are the cluster bombs. And the reason you get the cluster bombs is they're effective in terms of getting through the Israeli air defenses. And when I say cluster bomb, what I'm talking about is a warhead that's made up of dozens of little bombs. And when that's intercepted by the air defenses, it'll break up into dozens of bomblets, and the bomblets still get through. And we've seen them be very effective in terms of hurting people on the ground or destroying property because those bomblets get through. What we saw yesterday was an exception because those were ballistic missiles with big 1,000-pound warheads. For the most part, those big warheads aren't getting through. They get intercepted. Last night, 2 of them got through in Dimona and Arad. The IDF did their investigation, and they simply determined that there wasn't a new type of weapon that was effective in terms of getting through, and there wasn't a failure of the system. It's just the fact that you're shooting missiles out of the sky, which is a very difficult thing to do. So we're keeping an eye on the skies to the east of us right now, because that's where we expect the missiles to appear. That's the direction, where the missiles come through, and then hopefully we'll see the interceptors launch and get after them. So that's a situation right now, and this is a drill that the people here in Israel are repeating every day, multiple times a day. You get the alerts over your phone. That's a period we're in right now. Once you start hearing the sirens wail in the background, that's an indication that the missiles are getting close. And what people have to do here, again and again and again, stop what they're doing, get up and go into what is called the mamad in Hebrew, the bomb shelter. You go into the bomb shelter, and that dramatically increases your chances. And now here. That's the sound of the sirens going off. That means the missiles are inbound, and we look off in the direction of Iran right now and wait to see where these missiles will appear in the sky. It's very different than the shorter range rockets that we see out of Lebanon and we saw out of the Gaza Strip for so many years, because those run out of fuel halfway and you don't see the inbound rocket, you only see the interceptors go up. What's different about the things that come in from Iran is they're ballistic missiles, so they leave the atmosphere, and when they re-enter, it's almost like a meteor shower with the rocket coming back in, because they get hot upon re-entry to the atmosphere, and then you'll see the interceptors go up after them. So right now, what you hear over Tel Aviv, I'll hold the microphone now. Those are the air raid sirens. The Israeli population now is pretty disciplined about getting into the shelters for this period of time and waiting it out, because the shelters are very effective, particularly with these big warheads when they come in. They spread shrapnel all over the place. And yeah, if we look up in the sky to the east, what I can see now is a cluster bomb. You saw the big light, that was the interception, and now we've got dozens of bomblets coming down over Tel Aviv. You see one bright light that is cascading in this direction, a lot of lights separating off of it, and those are the bomblets. And the bomblets themselves are still quite dangerous because they're little explosives. They're not as powerful as a big 1,000-pound warhead like came in Dimona last night, but they're still very capable of hitting people. And one single light is now cascading, and we heard a big boom there. That's probably the interception. And I'm looking at one single light now cascading. I won't give specifics on the location, but over in the skies over Tel Aviv, headed to the ground, and we'll see what that results in.
Mike, are you in a place
it
where you
didn't appear to cause a large explosion. Go right ahead.
Yeah, do you feel like you can answer some questions real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, so When it comes to the defense, the interception, you've got all these different Jacob's Ladder, the Iron Dome, the Arrow system. I know before this launch, back during the 12-day war last year, we talked about the capabilities, and then as this started, how much U.S. ships are helping in this to defend Israel. Is the sense that Israel's Iron Dome, the Arrow system, is still operable, still functioning with a proper amount of munitions, or are we using some U.S. assets now? Where does that seem to be?
Well, that's the kind of information that they won't necessarily give us, but what you have is a multi-layered defense. You've got the Iron Dome, you've got David slings, you have the THAAD interceptors that can intercept much higher in the atmosphere, and you've even got the Arrow missile systems. So the Iron Dome is supposed to be for a little bit closer range, and one of the things I can tell you in the background is I'm hearing multiple explosions, soft explosions. That's an indication that those bomblets are now cascading to the earth. A lot of them fall into open areas, and they even fall in residential areas when people are inside, and they don't result in many injuries. Really, the effect of these is a terror weapon. They traumatize the people who are living here in Israel. But the answer to your earlier questions, they've got multi-layers of interceptors and defense. And despite that, what we saw yesterday, you're shooting a missile out of the sky. You can't get them all, and 2 of them got through.